What's up, tubers? It's your boy Itchy, and in this video I'm gonna be showing you the first step in how you can mod your PS4 controller / DualShock 4. And the very first step in modding anything is understanding how it works, how it comes together, how it comes apart. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video. I've got my screwdriver, my handy screwdriver right here. I've got the PS4 controller. So without further ado, let's get right to it. So here's the naked PS4 controller, and let's talk about some of the inputs. And I'm gonna actually tighten in just a little bit so we can have an opportunity to see what's going on. As you guys can see here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. The old DualShock 3 controller had one extra screw in it, which sat right here. I'm pretty sure that this particular button here, is a reset button. Hadn't checked that 100%, but I think that is actually the reset button. The very first step in modding a controller, any controller successfully, is honestly making sure you use the correct Phillips head tip. And I'm using the 000.000, and that seems like that's a good fitting tip. And just so you know what I'm talking about, it says pH 0.000, so that's the Phillips head tip that I'm using. You can get a Husky screwdriver just like this for little or nothing at pretty much any major hardware retailer. And again, I apply a small amount of pressure from the top and just make sure that I apply enough to actually open the, break the screw so that it comes right out. I just want to make sure that this is the right tip. And I'm not really liking this tip that much, guys, so I'm going to actually change and go. This was cool because it comes with all these little tips that go in the back. So I think we're going to go with a pH 00 instead of a pH .00. And pH, I'm sure, stands for Phillips head. So I put a new tip on, just went up one size. I'm gonna put these back in the top for safekeeping, or in the bottom. Put the top back on, and I'm ready to proceed. And yeah, this one fits a lot better. These screws are they have a very soft head. I don't know exactly what they're made out of, but they will strip really easy, so please be really careful when you're in here trying to take this apart. Take your time. If it doesn't quite come apart, take a deep breath. Again, take your time, because you don't want to fuck your controller up if you don't have to. These come out relatively easy. Again, they are a Phillips thread screw, a Phillips head screw, if I could talk tonight. And that's pretty much it. Let me widen out just a bit so that you guys will see everything, because I am shooting overhead. Next thing I do once I take all the screws out is inspect it, make sure everything still looks in order. And the next thing we're going to do is figure out how this thing breaks apart. Now, if you'll notice, normally there was a fine split here, and that no longer exists. So it looks like the split actually happens up front here. So what I've got to do is figure out how this thing actually splits apart, because that is important as compared to the other models. And I'm thinking it breaks somewhere from the top this time. Oh, not 100%. I'm just working my way around until I can get to it, because I've definitely located the back. It's just getting it off. The back is this lighter gray portion. So I got to get everything off, stand by. And what I did was I started pulling on this just a little bit on one side of the actual grip. That might make it come loose. Not 100% sure. Let's see. All right, I broke it open, but I'm taking my time so I don't actually break anything. Everything looks like it comes apart fairly easily, but I'm not 100% for sure. So hold on. Got this part loose. Alright guys, I just basically pulled from the bottom really gently and made sure that I did not break anything. And from the looks of things, I see one ribbon cable here, and let me zoom in so I can show you what I've got here. There is, when you start taking it off, first thing, the battery replacement's exactly the same as the old controller. The battery's much bigger though, so I'm just gonna snatch that off. The connector's still a 2-pin connector, so pretty much the same there. There is this ribbon cable here. Let's see how hard it is to take this guy out. I'm sorry I keep going wide and tight. I'm just trying to get everything together for you. This little blue tip here slides into that ribbon cable connector, and I just got to remember, flap to the outside. That's the back of the controller. Still spring load, everything's still spring loaded in here. So there's your spring there. And it looks very similar inside, except for this one has these little cups here. It's not a flat back, but everything looks pretty similar. This, I'm gonna actually take this off and see what the hell this is. I'm gonna take it completely apart so I can see what all's going on. This part looks very familiar. I see the main board, and I guess there's some little clips holding this piece on. Yep. And it just pops right off, and you can get a look at the actual board here. And I see some good solder points, so I can see some good spots. And just like I told you guys, I was right. If you look right up there, it says that is a reset point. The weird thing, and I guess it's not really weird, I'm gonna have to actually test some of these points because there's not a lot of writing around these actual points here that tells you what different things are. That'll be very interesting once I actually get down in here. The rumbles are in a slightly different place, but it does label them positive and negative. Really digging that. The actual rumble motors look about the same size, maybe slightly bigger. They're solid now versus these were etched piece and piece together on the actual spinning portion. And overall, it looks pretty straightforward. Let's pop everything else out and look and see what we got. All of this shit up here, I should note, is pretty much exactly the same what we're used to. Does that come out of there? Hope so. We're gonna find out in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and take out this actual screw that's holding the board in place. See what's under there, because that's interesting as well. The board is flailing. Damn, another ribbon cable right off the bat up top. So got to be careful with that. And this one is, shit, maybe pull it out the same way I pulled the other one out. Pop right out. So that one's off. The board is loose at this point, and I'm actually going to go ahead and remove this whole piece. All right, now we've got the actual main board out. Here's the front of it, pretty straightforward. Here's where the oh shit, I lost something. What did I lose? Oh, I lost my share and options buttons. Not a big deal. Excuse me. This is what it looks like up front. This little area right here is very interesting. I could possibly put a LED in here. That's not a transparent. Just looking at different places where I could mod. They don't have the clear buttons for it yet. I may be able to drill something out though. Everything looks pretty straightforward. They did change the material. This was see-through material on this board number 2, or a daughter board, but it is it's like chrome now, I guess, or some sort of metallic finish on it. But everything else is pretty straightforward. It's just a controller. What else is interesting is on this particular model, the L1, R1 buttons actually stay in place, which is interesting. And they still have all the feeling that you would expect. These pop off, the analogs pop off just like you would expect. All right, if you pull those little, there's some little flaps here or some little clips that seat the L1 and the R1 buttons. You just have to carefully slide them back to take that loose, and then you can actually take off this guy, which is your L2 R2 actuator. So you need that, and if I can show you guys on this side, you know I will. But basically, I'm holding it tight, and I'm gonna flip it back to try to get a little leverage. And now that I've got it going up, I gotta do the other side. It pops right out. So yeah, came out pretty easy. We'll take this guy off, and we just have to remember that the see-through portion is for L2 and R2, L1 and R1 for the clear portion of that button. Next thing to do, we're going to take the actual board 2 out, because I promised you a full deal. So we'll take it out, and hopefully I don't F anything up, guys. Please like this video, share it, because there is a good chance that I could damage something if I wasn't a highly skilled precision professional. So hopefully I don't tear anything up, but the possibility always exists. Shit. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and push these motors through so I could get them out, and they're just stuck in here with some double-sided tape, if I remember correctly. So it pops right out of there, and I gotta do the other side. Pops right out of there, so both of those sides are out, and I did that so I could expose inside. This is where the board actually attaches. They changed that. It used to attach in the upper rear of the older controller. They're trying to make this shit so we can't mod it, but too bad. Still can mod it. Sorry guys, try harder next time. All right, there is board number 2, or secondary board, main board, however you want to say that. And it still has that little piece of foam in there that you definitely need so that it presses and syncs up properly. So that's important. This thing right here is new. I don't know exactly what that is, but I'm sure it definitely serves its purpose. So I will set this over to the side because we still have a little bit of work to do. Let's go back and talk about the front. So first thing we're gonna do is pop all this stuff out, and it comes out as normal. Directional pad comes out as normal. You've also got one of these on the PS button as well, and it's a much smaller, funky kind of looking PS button. If you look at it there, it's just kind of odd. You could technically probably drill some of that out, but you do need, it's got like that little raised piece, so you do need that in order to actually press the button. Damn. Then you've got the other side, and you've got your face buttons, which, if I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna dig through my box, but these look exactly like the standard face buttons. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap these out with some cooler looking ones that I already have in my stable, and hopefully they'll work when I put it back together. We'll see. We also have this little guy, which is the touch screen, and it should pretty much, I'm trying to figure out how the hell this shit come out. It just flips around. So it, oh shit, I fucked something up. Hold on guys. I'm trying to show y'all right without tearing it up. Shit, what did I do? That's why I said you gotta be real careful. You tear some shit up, not even trying. Alright, I took it out. Basically, it, I'm assuming, goes back in like so, and it comes back across and looks like this. so that it'll work and everything seems to work. And then to take it out, you just push it and flip it all the way around. It pops right out. And ta-da, we have an empty front. So congratulations, guys. We'll widen out. You just sat through a entire teardown of a PS4 controller. Here are all the freaking components. Like this video and subscribe if you want to see it put back together. And like this video and subscribe if you would like to see me do a video on, oops, a couple more little pieces got to come out, I guess. Damn, this thing's got like a gazillion pieces. Every time I think I'm done, I'm not. This one comes right out too. Alright, now it's completely apart except for this. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see inside this little LED indicator as well. That's all I got. It's been a long video. It is a heap of stuff in here. A lot of little pieces and parts compared to the old controller. Pretty exciting. Let me know if you want to see more. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out. Peace.